Alright, after everything that Del experienced on Pilio with Luke, he comes back to the Corvus and the rest of his team.
To extract an Imperial ally on my home world of Vardos. The target is Protectorate Gleb, a local official who once...
As you can see, Gleb is an Aqualish, and that's kind of interesting because she had a pretty high rank on Vardos. She taught at the Future Imperial Leader School. She actually taught Iden and Gideon, and she appears in the Inferno Squad book a bit, but we have to come and extract her, which is a little bit confusing right now because why do we have to extract her from an Imperial world? But we're about to find out.
The ship we rescued on Fondor, why is it here?
Well, it's delivering cargo. It's carrying their satellites. Moff Wraith said they were needed for Operation Cinder. But he wouldn't tell us the target.
Neither would the Admiral. Now I know why.
So Iden's been asking and asking, especially in the Fondor mission. She keeps asking what the satellites are for, where they're going, and no one would tell her. That's because they were being set up to attack Vardos.
Excellent. I did not call for you, Commander Versia.
Vardos is our target?
One of them, yes.
Why? The entire planet and its people, they're loyal to the Empire.
The Emperor commands it. We'll purge this planet and others. Fear shall spread, and the galaxy will remember who is in control.
This is our home.
The Empire is our...
Gotta say, the first time I played this was a very confusing decision to me. We know from the Aftermath trilogy that Operation Cinder was all about Palpatine wiping out the rest of the Empire. He basically didn't feel that they deserved to live on, and so he was just gonna bring everything crashing down. However, there were some worthy people that were brought out into the unknown regions, and I figured for sure the people of Vardos would be part of that group. They were always staunchly Imperial, but I think the rationale here is that it's kind of like an Imperial version of Alderaan. It's like the flip side of that. Tarkin wanted to make a statement and destroy a known rebellious world that felt that it was untouchable because of all of the culture and history there. And so Vardos, again, probably felt like it was untouchable. It was above reprimand. But the point being here is that no one is. We're going to cause fear and chaos across the galaxy. So that is what's going on here. And these satellites are climate disruptors. So they shoot down into the atmosphere and into the oceans, and they cause storms and hurricanes. And, I mean, powerful hurricanes. They will rip the planet apart. So that's why we need to go extract Gleb, because she is in danger. Now, the question is, why do we have to extract her after the satellites have been turned on? Why couldn't we have just run down there, picked her up, and then they could turn the satellites on? And it would kind of remove that ticking clock, but that's how they chose to do it, I guess. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm wondering if... We'll find out a little more about Gleb in the future, but it's possible that extracting Gleb has nothing to do with Operation Cinder, and may have some things to do with the setup of the First Order, and I don't know if that was part of Palpatine's contingency or not.
A place we're supposed to protect.
There's a Gazanti freighter dropping off an AT-AT, just like we saw in Star Wars Rebels. I thought that was a nice touch. You can see in these crowds of people that there are non-humans here, and I always felt that that was pretty interesting. Just that even the aliens on Vardos have it pretty good. The Empire is known for being kind of anti-alien, but we know Gleb here that we're about to meet. She achieved a high rank despite her non-human status. And there's a statue of Garrick Versio right in front of the archives. That statue was mentioned in the Inferno Squad book. You can tell just how into the color red Vardos is. But Admiral Versio got this statue built for him because he very enthusiastically joined the Empire. He was all about supporting the Empire from the beginning, so Vardos has always been honored for that.
Why should they be left to suffer?
This is all for the greater good, Commander.
None of this looks good to me. Vardos was our home, Ask.
The Empire is our home.
You can hear like Iden saying Vardos is our home, and Gideon is like, no, the Empire is our home.
You sound like
Iden was born on Vardos. Gideon was not. He was orphaned and brought here, so he probably doesn't feel the same level of attachment that Iden does.
Go ahead, Commander.
Alright, there's Gleb. And you can hear her speaking in Aqualish, but then she has a translator around her neck so that we can understand her in Basic. And I thought that was a nice touch rather than just having her speak Basic. You can see that tree back there is a very important tree to the planet of Vardos. It also is mentioned in the Inferno Squad book. They are planted in like these planters that are surrounded by water, and then the leaves, if they drop into the water, they bleed. I don't know exactly the significance of that, but I think it's pretty cool. It's a nice little detail.
Get you off-rolled. Go.
No. Don't you!
I am your commander.
So here we go. This is the controversial turn, as Gideon stays loyal, and Iden and Del do not.
Things have changed.
I don't really have a problem with her turning. Rey Sloane goes through something very similar in the Aftermath trilogy. She starts to not recognize the Empire, and she wants to stop Operation Cinder. So Iden basically sees all of this as an attack on Imperial people, which it absolutely is. The Imperial leaders and Gideon, they don't really see it that way. They see it more as a statement, and they don't mind that their civilians are going to be hurt in the process.
Yes.
Then I have mine.
Lower your weapon.
Defiance will be the death of you. Admiral Versio, Commander Versio, and Agent Miko have abandoned the mission. They've committed treason.
My bigger problem with Iden's defection is the way that EA chose to market the game as a full-on Imperial story that would bridge the gap between the Empire and the First Order, and that's just not true. It starts as an Imperial story, it just doesn't stay that way, and
Other side of the plaza. That's our way out.
I feel like they could have made some
Hold your fire.
changes in the way they marketed everything.
We're too exposed. We need to get out of the open.
But let's skip back to the lore.
They don't see us.
Let's keep it that way.
Inferno is close. Keep an eye out. The storm is picking up.
You can hear the stormtroopers already are like, keep an eye out for Inferno, like, news spread really fast.
We got lucky. Come on, into the passageway. We have to reach the Corvus and get
This hall we're about to go into has so much Arabesh in it. So we got that ticker up there. It reads, Iden Versio and Del Miko watch for wanted fugitives, enemy of the Empire. That Stormtrooper poster says, Stormtrooper Corps, enlist today. This poster of the Dadmiral says Versio up at the top and Hero of Vardos.
Keep it together.
This poster of the archives says a monument to security at the bottom.
Comms anymore. The Corvus won't even know we're coming.
We'll figure it out.
This ticker of our face just says locate immediately. There's also a poster of Palpatine down there, and it says leadership, order, power. All of those posters may have been done by Aiden's mother. In the Inferno Squad book, she is mentioned to be a propaganda artist. I looked around this level, and I think that there was a missed opportunity to include a very specific work of Aiden's mother that was described in the book, and it features a young Aiden on the poster. I thought that would have been cool to see.
We can shut down the anti-air systems ahead.
Following your lead.
So right now, not only are we trying to escape Vardos, we are also trying to allow civilians to escape. Now this all makes complete sense to me, that Aiden would want to not go along with the destruction of her homeworld and its people.
Disable now.
Also, I think it's interesting that she and Del no longer wear their helmets. I'm sure that was a choice made on purpose, that they are no longer faceless Imperials. They are standing up for what they believe in. There's that Palpatine poster again. Better look at that. Vardos is an interesting planet. Like, you can kind of see... It almost looks like it's got similar architecture to Camino, as in... It looks like it's built above water on stilts. But we haven't had a great look at the planet outside of this city, so I don't really know what kind of planet it is.
Slice that.
Some troopers up here.
Walkers deploy troopers in this area. Maintain cover. We're gonna steal an AT-AT.
Alright, you heard her. It's time to steal an AT-AT.
Need a slice.
Not really sure what the point of all these cameras is, except to show you how many troopers you're about to have to fight. But I'm just gonna sneak up on them, no problem at all. Uh-oh! Some of these crates that you can use for cover, like right there on the right and across the way, they look very similar to the crates used in Rogue One. Those orange crates that held Kyber crystals. I think that's a nice detail.
Disable now. Forget them. Droid, disable them.
What happened to this poor guy? He died as he lived. Dancing.
There's the walker.
The cannons are strong enough to punch through the anti-air turbo lenses.
Exactly. And if we destroy the targeting dishes, we'll disable every AA in the sector.
None of these wanted holograms have Dell's face on them. I'm wondering if he feels a little disenfranchised by that.
Hey, we have Imperial comms again.
Patch me into the Corvus. Commander, I've got the civilians you sent to the ship. Good. Lock down the Corvus. Agent Hask will send troopers to capture the raider. Yes, Commander. I'm with you, no matter what they say. Careful in that storm.
So that character we just talked to on the radio, Katon or Katon, Katon, she is also from the Inferno Squad book.
I can't believe how far the Admiral is willing to go.
The AT-AT's cannons are strong enough to bust apart these anti-aircraft cannons, so that's one of the reasons that we hijacked an AT-AT. The other reason is just because it's awesome.
Then we come up with a plan.
And, you know, you feel safe in it. I am really not sure why that TIE fighter decided it was a good idea to attack us right in front of our only gun.
There, the main targeting dish. If we destroy it, it will disable every turret in the sector.
Take it down. I'll get us to the Corvus.
So theoretically, by destroying all those cannons and the targeting dish, civilian ships can now escape freely. So Iden and Del probably saved a lot of lives. At this point in time, I am blind and didn't realize that a TIE fighter had been shooting my head. I like how many stormtroopers just take a knee to shoot at us. I mean, of all people, you should know this armor is too strong for blasters.
Keep blasting it. We've got nowhere else to go.
And there's just no reason that AT-AT should lose to us. We've been taking damage this entire time. It just wandered into the fight and got blown to pieces immediately. Maybe it got hit by a lightning strike or a cinder satellite or something.
Corvus, we are nearly there. Hurry, Commander! The storm is...
Oh no! Iden above us!
I like how ready they were to hop out of that. Oh, we got hit by lightning or struck by a rock or whatever? We're out.
Show me threats.
So we got a bunch of stormtroopers attacking our crew. And the crew, like Katon that we spoke to earlier, they are loyal to us. I mean, they have been presumably fighting with us for 4 years worth of missions now. Their first mission, Inferno Squad's first mission, was right after the Battle of Yavin. And now we are right after the Battle of Endor, so should be 4 years. And this crew has been with us the entire time, as far as we know.
Another unit inbound.
But now it's basically just a game of survival until the Corvus can come back online. Pretty much like what happened at the Battle of Endor in space. It's like the Corvus is always breaking down. It is the Millennium Falcon of the Empire.
Scan ahead.
They'll do everything they can to keep us grounded.
But as we get close to leaving Vardos, I'm kind of curious if it is the last time we're going to see it. I wouldn't be surprised if it popped up again. Especially considering some things that happened later on in the campaign that I'll talk about when we get there, but I don't think what happens here from Operation Cinder is the complete and total destruction of the world. I think it's more just a terrorist attack.
Hold off that scout walker. Ramp is down. You're clear to board, Commander. Everyone inside now.
Now all we have to do is board and get out of here. Goodbye, Vardos. I think we'll see you again.
Admiral Versio. Agent Hask reporting. Mission accomplished, sir.
We're going to talk more about Gleb later on in this series, but we know that she survived. We know that Hask survived, of course. And he is now the commander of
Congratulations,
Inferno
Commander
Squad.
Hask.
But that's where we're going to wrap up today. If you want to start this series over from the beginning, just check out this playlist here. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out my Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.